Aloha Kako, and welcome back to Just&True. I know it has been quite some time. Uh, Besides being busy, I honestly just haven't had much to say. Um, I feel like there's a lot of noise out there on the internet. I feel like there's a lot of people on YouTube who are actually speaking some truth and doing some really good. And there's a lot of information out there. And if you don't, I feel, in my opinion, if you don't need to say anything, or if you don't have any useful information, then you might as well just keep quiet. Sometimes it's better to listen than it is to speak. And when you have something to speak, sometimes it's better to only speak when you really have something to say. That way people might listen. I think that there's a lot of noise, and it's hard for us, especially as Christians or preppers or survivalists, to weed out the good information from the bad. And what I've been seeing a lot lately has been a lot of worry. There's been a lot of fear and unnecessary fear. And as far as being a Christian or being a prepper goes, that's number one to not do. I mean, the Bible says "fear not" over 365 times. That's a fear not for every day in the Bible. You know, God makes it extremely clear that fear is one of the best weapons of our adversary. And if you're trying to survive at all, fear is not going to help you. There's a healthy amount of fear, but not fear that stokes anger, skepticism, resentment, defense. There's lies that are based out of fear. So when you go forward and you're looking for this information, and you guys are listening to this information, remember there's going to be wars and rumors of wars, but don't worry. Don't worry. All these things got to happen. There's going to be trouble, and there's going to be bad times. But the reason it's so important not to be afraid is because not only is that the adversary's weapon, not only is that the devil's weapon to take away your divinity and take away your relationship with God, but it's also the weapon of any type of propaganda, government, military, one world order, United Nations, civil engineering, social engineering, any type of tool of the Hegelian dialectic will be based in fear. All control of the unwashed masses are based in fear. If you can control your fear and learn that fear is a weapon being used against you, then you can live more frequently in love, and you will never have to worry. You'll continue, you'll be more level-headed, you'll be able to think. When information is thrown at you and you're emotional and you're afraid, you don't think clearly. When people are afraid, they do things that they otherwise wouldn't do. Their reptilian brain, there's a part of your brain that it becomes engaged that shouldn't be engaged, that you can't love out of and think out of and come to great conclusions and have problem-solving skills or prayer, being close to God, or anything, being close to your community. So I know we haven't spoken a long time, and I'll probably get on here every once in a while, but the one message I had to say today is just don't be afraid. God calls you to not be afraid, and your family and your friends call you not to be afraid. You don't need to be afraid. You are a forward-thinking individual. You are strong. You are loved, and you will get over this. This is a good time. This is a good time. There may be a lot of bad news out there in the world. There may be a lot of bad things happening. There may be draconian measures in all of the world, some fascist things happening. But remember that the darker it gets, the more we appreciate the light. Just remember, the harder it gets, the more we are required to shine. The worse things get around us, the more we're called to be better. So I hope every one of you are being called to be better out there. That's all I got for today. Other than that, mahalo nui loa for coming in. God bless.